Winter campaign update or week 3. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack.
It would appear winter is upon us.
It is. Look, I'm wearing all my layers.
Now, our viewers, I make sure every week I try and wear something different.
I think am I wearing the same as last
I always
week?
seem to be wearing
It has
the
been
same.
washed. It has been washed.
Let's hope. Right, week 3. It's getting a little bit chilly.
It is. It's very, very cold out there. Lots of wind chill and all the rest of it. So I think we're seriously into serious cold weather now, which makes the winter campaign videos even more important.
So what we're going to talk about this week is, in our summer campaign, we gave you some advice as to what to do if you come across a homeless person on the street during the summer. Now we're going to talk about what to do during the winter, how that's different, how it's the same, what aspects between both. As the gym carries on upstairs, I imagine somebody's lifting some very heavy weights up there. Will,
Yes.
summer, we were giving advice about giving out water, making sure people were hydrated. If you saw somebody sleep in the sun, ring the police.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not going to happen in the winter, with the sun and the heat and the stuff, but it's pretty much the same thing with winter, isn't it?
It is. There are a number of things that you can do. One of the things that's been across the media recently is about what to do when you meet a homeless person. So let me just give you some key things that you can do. We as an organisation would suggest that you don't give that person money. The reason being is that it's putting that person at risk because it may be spent inappropriately. Far better to buy them a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and safely engage them in conversation.
Well,
and that's really important.
Or rather talk to the individual. Don't go and buy a tea and coffee because they might like it.
Yeah.
But understand what that person would like if they're... Let's stop there. If you do see somebody, have a little chat with them, and then if they say, have you got any money, ask what they're going to spend it on. Can you go and get it for them? And if you do go and get them some food, make sure that it's something that they would really, really enjoy. So, for example, I don't like salt and vinegar on my chips, and if I was homeless and somebody bought me salt and vinegar on my chips, yes, I would eat them, but I would enjoy them more if they didn't have salt and vinegar. So it's getting personal with that person.
It's about building trust and hope in a very short space of time. There are lots of agencies that are out there supporting homelessness and vulnerably housed. One of the things you can do either anonymously or when you get back home is you can go onto the Street Link app, which you can get on your phone. I've got it on my smartphone, and it asks you where the person was, the description, and you can send that off, and that will be picked up by the Borough Council, and then they will get somebody to respond. The second thing is, if you're at all concerned about them, then you phone 101. If it's really extreme, then you phone 999 if it's life-threatening. But call 101, say that you've seen somebody. And the other thing is, I always say this every year, is get yourself informed about the provision that's out there. There's obviously House of Bread. Find out when we're open. We're open Wednesdays and Thursdays. Find out what services we provide. What else is out? What else is available? The Borough Council offices have an outreach team. Housing Options have an active relationship. There's a multi-agency meeting that happens once a week. We have supported living in Stafford. Get yourselves informed so that if you do come across somebody, you can give them some advice which will hopefully and potentially move them on. But please don't ignore them, particularly if the weather is like this.
And don't be worried, because a lot of the time Stafford's not that big, so if you're talking to somebody, they might already know this stuff. They might be in the system, they might be going through it.
It's all about encouraging. So, say, have you been to the House of Bread? And they might say, whatever it is. Just say, well, look, it's Wednesday, they're open, So it's about active encouragement, active engagement.
And send us a message on Facebook. Thank you so much to people who do. They often say, I saw somebody in town. We quickly say, yes, we know that person, or if we don't, thank you very much, we'll go and look, and that kind of thing. So it's all about everybody talking to each other, because so many problems happen when people either think they're going to tread on someone's toes. Pretty much, we've had our toes amputated. You can't tread on our toes.
There is another thing as well. With the introduction of the Homeless Reduction Act, which came into force recently, it talks about housing prevention. Homeless prevention. So if you think that you might be evicted, or there's a possibility that your accommodation is a little bit shaky, you can go to the Borough Council office and register as potentially homeless well before it actually actually happens, and then they've got a heads up in terms of supporting you, and they will take your application on. So don't wait until you are homeless.
Also, just quickly to say, if you do think about talking to somebody, it's best to do it in a public space or with somebody else, just so everybody's safe. So it's not a he said, she said, or she said,
situational awareness. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, keeps everybody safe. It's not that we think everybody's going to be horrible, but it just keeps everybody safe and limits the possibilities of anything damaging happening.
Fantastic.
Right, thank you very much, Will.
That's all right, Jack. Good
Thank
pleasure.
you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out Hob News over on YouTube or back here on Sundays at 4 o'clock. Very, very important things are discussed in there about what's going on, and it's a lot of fun. So, do keep watching. Thank you so much for all the messages over the last few weeks.
Fantastic.
It is getting cold. Thank you so much for everybody who's donating. It is a very, very cold time of year, naturally, because it's the winter. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, so I'll just sign off and say see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.